Good day, everyone, and welcome to HE105, your techniques of the teaching, home, and family life education. My name is Rhea May B. Ancheta, and I will be discussing today the components of family life education. Family life education, as defined by the National Council on Family Relations, or the NCFR, is the educational effort to strengthen individual and family life through a family perspective. So the objective of family life education is to enrich and improve the quality of individual and family life. A few examples of this human development profession are parenting classes, pre-marriage education, marriage enrichment programs, and family financial planning courses. The content of family life education is related to the needs of those for whom these are meant. It is vital to ask young people while preparing them for adult life concerning the kind of educational input to be provided to them which will help them in taking decisions and developing their skills. This brings us to analyze several subcomponents of family life education. Meaning, kinds, and functions. Family is the vital unit of society. Although social scientists have studied a great deal in relation to the various facets of family structures and organization, they do encounter difficulties in developing a broad, culture-free generalization that would be applicable to families in a wide range of societies. One major difficulty arises from the troubles of definitions associated with the concept of family itself. The significant question of what constitutes a family is not easy to answer because through itself, the term family is ambiguous. To describe more precisely the concept of family, the kinds of families have to be examined. Basically, there are two kinds of families, the nuclear family and the extended family. In the extended family, parents, grandparents, and even great-grandparents live in the same home or in the neighborhood. So in this setting, we usually see this in Filipino families. Some of the advantages would be there will be older people or those who have experience who can share their inputs in the family decisions. However, some of the disadvantages involve lack of independence, which you can see in a nuclear family. The family members of a nuclear family only consist of a single family of husband, wife, and children. So here, we see that when your child gets married, they separate their household with their single family. Family roles, relationships, and responsibilities. A clear understanding of roles in the family is very significant. Misinterpretation or lack of understanding lead to troubles and sometimes to chaos. For any family to exist, there are sure tasks which necessity be performed through its members. For example, people of other countries often express a surprise at the roles and relationship followed in a Filipino family, wherein married children sometimes remain dependent on their parents, and at age parents too are dependent on their children, which we see a very huge difference of the people or in family settings in the United States, wherein when their parents get older, they sometimes put them in old care facilities. But if you do that here in the Philippines, people will usually tag you as someone who is responsible for not taking care of their own parents. So again, this is part of understanding your role in the family based as well on the culture of what you have understood in your family. Family life cycle. A study of family life cycle gives a foundation for the study of the composition, growth, and development of families. An understanding of the stress and strains experienced at each stage of the cycle paves the way for better understanding and cooperation of family members. There are basically 8 stages in family life cycle. Bearing families. At this stage, A couple learns to synchronize its ideas, habits, values, and so on. The married partners are learning to live with each other for the first time. Differences are found to appear from time to time, and it is significant that the couple irons them out and establishes a meaningful marriage. Childbearing families. The couple enters this stage at the time of first conception. When the coming of a child, finance, leisure time, entertainment, and privacy will undergo changes. Proper child care becomes very significant at this stage. Attention is diverted or shared, flanked by the newcomer and the spouse. Families with preschool children. At this stage, parents need to cater for the critical needs and interests of preschool children to stimulate their growth and development. Through this time, parents think in relation to the question of having or not having more children. The energy depletion in homes where domestic help or help from relatives, as in extended families, is hard to come through is one major area of adjustment. It is common for women to assess that the demands of home keeping, wage earning, mothering, and being a wife are overwhelming on them. Husbands cannot afford anymore to assume the traditional role of wage earner only. They need to share the household work, and some may find this to be hard. Misunderstanding flanked by the couple can also result when too much attention is given to the children. Families, school children. Families with school-going children have to pay attention to the child's education and growth needs. The parents are also expected to collaborate with the demands and expectations of the school in helping the child or in his and in her studies and in development characteristics. Families with adolescents. Adolescents have special troubles that need the help of parents at this stage can be very crucial for them and their children. As the teenagers approach adulthood, parents' necessity ensure a balance flanked by freedom and responsibility through helping their children to plan and then to execute the plans which will be beneficial and productive in several life situations. Next, families as launching centers. After the young adults have gone into work or studies, parents begin to feel a sure sense of loneliness. It is often referred to as the empty nest syndrome. At the same time, they also have the need to uphold a supportive home base for the children. Children need support and guidance for several cultural, religious, and traditional family-based events like marriage, birthday celebration, and other ceremonies in the company of parents and relatives. Next, families in the middle years. So this is a trying time for a couple who have to adjust a dissimilar life, again, absent from the children and absent from work. It is significant at this stage that hobbies are urbanized earlier in life so that they can stay occupied throughout the time after retirement. The reduction in the income makes it significant to adopt a more modest standard of living. Lastly, families in the late years. The family members need to learn to cope with bereavement and living alone at this stage. Society's expectation will stay children absent from the concern of aged parents. Very often, helpers like home nurses may have to give the required services to their parents. Family possessions. Family needs are related to the vital human needs as described through Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. According to this theory, all humans have 5 vital needs. First, physiological needs: food, drink, sex, clear air, and good health. Safety needs: to have a roof in excess of one's head, housing, clothing, etc. Next, love and belongingness need to have a family or community to belong to have a shoulder to lean on, the need for acceptance, giving, and getting love. Esteem, self-respect, and respect for others. Lastly, self-actualization, self-fulfillment, and reaching one's potential to become somebody in life. Family needs are unlimited and possessions are limited. Family or individual will use human and non-human possessions to meet the unlimited needs. A family has to manage the use of its possessions in order to maximize satisfaction derived from them. The demand on the family possessions is heavy, especially when there is an overlap of the similar stages. It is significant for any newlywed couple to decide when to have the first baby, or how several children to have in all and how they should be spaced. Family size affects the need satisfaction of the family members as mentioned above. Marriage. Courtship and marriage are two issues which mainly adolescents begin to be preoccupied with. Some adolescents are forced into marriage because of pregnancies. Others marry to escape family pressures, and a few others want to escape from schooling, while some others get married because of prevailing custom. Appropriate educational programs are needed to prepare young people for marriage. Responsible parenthood. Responsible parenthood cannot be discussed without bringing up the issue of family planning. Family planning is a means of enhancing the excellence of life of families, including regulating and spacing childbirth, helping fertile couples to beget children, and providing counseling for both parents and would-be parents. It is important for them to be educated what is expected of them and what they should be expecting when people become parents. Thank you so much for listening. Again, this is Rhea May B. Ancheta, and here are my references. Have a good day.